than how we baseball now. Its baseball team is built on speed. They had more stolen bases than any program in the country. And of course, baseball now at the major league level is about power arms and power bats. But Texas Southern does it a little different on the college diamond.
It's exciting, something great to see. Support Texas Southern University and their baseball team, just as Texas Southern University is here supporting and cheering on the Astros today with this victory. Let's listen again. So we continue to listen to Texas Southern University, the marching band. The procession continues now. We have a couple of Chevy pickup trucks, Kevin, carrying a heavy load there with the Astros baseball inflatables.
Is that the ball that you're not hit? No.
It probably looked like that to him, though.
Yes, I think you're right.
When you got 99, 100 coming at you,
oh my God,
450 feet,
unbelievable.
You were on it. It looked like a beach ball.
Three things stand out from the series: the catch, the stab,
and the combined no-hitter.
And the no-hitter and the hit.
Okay, make that four.
Make that
fabulous four.
So wait,
and is there confetti already?
I'm wondering which players will be in the very first fire truck.
Yeah, we'll see.
The first ladder truck.
Yeah.
It has to be Jose Altuve, right?
You
or
think?
will he be in the bottom?
Yeah, he's senior member.
I think it's interchangeable. It'll either be Jose Altuve at the front or back, or Jeremy Pena at the front or back, and somewhere there, Dusty Baker
So
is
this
up
is
too.
that Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick? I think it is.
It is. As
Yes.
we see now, a couple of military vehicles make their way along the parade route as well, carrying some of our distinguished politicians.
And for those who don't know, once upon a time, Dan Patrick was a sportscaster back in the day.
He was, and he was always with the Houston Oilers. We have all that vintage video that we played from time to time. He was around when Bum
So he knows about sports drama,
Connecting all those dots. And following in another military vehicle and Jeep is Senator Ted Cruz and family.
And we saw Ted Cruz in New York at the American League Championship Series. He was rooting on the Astros rather.
And the lineup continues. Another military vehicle making its way here as well too, with Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. She's got her orange rally towel with her. She's got on a throwback jersey here. An Astros throwback jersey. Just shows how deep her fandom for the Astros runs and how long she's been around to celebrate the Astros as well.
That's Billy Wagner type jersey right there.
It certainly is. It's great knowing that Houstonians have that type of following and that type of depth and history with this Astros organization. And of course, we've got the signs here to remind you to vote tomorrow. We can't forget about the scheme of all of this massive celebration. Tomorrow is Election Day. A walking reminder here for you
Al Green walking by now in the black shirt, waving the flag, waving the towel. All right, what do we have here?
It appears to be a City of Houston float that we have with some of your representatives for the City of Houston and for the county as well. Recognize Jack Cagle there at the
There's
front.
County Commissioner Jack Cagle in the cowboy hat.
Well.
And here comes U of H. No, I'm sorry, the University of St. Thomas. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
University of St. Thomas also taking part in today's celebration in our victory parade that's happening. We have the cheerleaders here, and the mascot is out ready to roar as well and celebrate those Astros. We told you you would see a little bit of everything, right? From cheerleaders to mascots and roller skates as well too. And pump up the jams. This is the ultimate jam party.
Passing out t-shirts too. The crowd is moving.
The DJ here to get us all pumped. And KHOU 11 just with the shout out electric down here on Smith Street. It certainly is. We have a level up float passing by now at this time. More of those orange rally towels. We got really familiar with those, especially here in the postseason. That's when they were handed out, when they were passed out. The fans continue to bring those back to the ballpark as well.
Who's on the ladder truck?
Now the ladder trucks are what to watch for, ladies and gentlemen. These are usually where you will see members of the team riding on those ladder trucks because they want to make sure that they have high visibility as well too.
This is old-fashioned roller skate, not rollerblade. Roller skate.
This is our kind of roller
This is our
skating,
kind of roller
Cannon, right? Roller skate nights, that's
Yeah.
right, yes.
And behind them, the Harris County Houston Sports Authority celebrating 25 years. Of course, Harris County Houston Sports Authority developing and bringing the Houston Sports Awards to Houston. We've seen a number of amazing Astros players inducted into the Houston Sports Hall of Fame, and talking with members of the Harris County Houston Sports Authority, they were just ecstatic that the Astros were able to win a World Series in their 25th year of existence.
Perfect.
And it's so important what the Houston Sports Authority does as well, raising the visibility of the city of Houston as a sports town, and that all of these big events that come to the city of Houston and these big games that we have, they know how to play host.
Yes, and they are the ones that actively pursue those events, bringing the Final Four here, bringing the international soccer friendlies to NRG. Everything that you see come into this town, they have a lot to do with it.
Well, we salute them for that. Thanks so much. It is wonderful to have
Like
them.
through a beat like it was Mardi Gras.
Well, it's that kind of mood down here this afternoon. It is certainly so. Another Sports Authority vehicle making its way along the parade route. Lots of waves, lots of smiles from everyone down in the crowd and on these vehicles as well too.
We see a few orange rally towels here.
Not just a few.
A few. More of the World Championship signs. Those rally towels, though, you were right, Nia. They were such a huge hit at the ballpark, and it made for beautiful television to see all that orange waving during an Astros rally during the World Series.
It certainly did. Folks hoping to grab some swag here too. We see them tossing away giveaways right now as well. Hey, it pays to come out here, right? You never know what you might walk away with other than this amazing visual experience.
Pickup trucks, they want to impress somebody. Throw out a few keys. Throw out a few keys. Oh my gosh.
Or you could try with some Astros t-shirts, those World Series t-shirts. You know that'll be a winner with the crowd as well too.
And the jerseys we're seeing out here, I see a Nolan Ryan one. I see a lot of Alvarez, Altuve. I saw a Zach Greinke jersey.
No.
George Springer even.
Oh, okay. Well, George Springer's allowed.
There's a Carlos Correa one without the tape.
He's allowed to.
But a lot of Altuves and Bregmans, those are typically the most popular jerseys we see, and we're seeing that here as well.
Still waiting on the ladder trucks carrying the players, and to see which ones will show up first, and the crowd will go crazy when these guys get here.
There's a lot more to anticipate too. We have some different attractions we're going to see this afternoon along the parade route, including some wonderful attractions from our friends with NASA as well. We are Space City after all. We've got our Space City jerseys that the Astros wear, so NASA is going to be representing along the parade route. And now we got some crazy cool vehicles.
That looks like a Pontiac GTO, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard? Sure does look like it, doesn't
I think
it?
I had that model car when I was a kid, back in the day.
A slingshot or two. We know we saw a group of slingshot drivers come down to Minute Maid Park just as soon as the Astros clutched the game, joining in on the celebration as well too, and they're riding today in the parade.
And you definitely want to maintain your speed in one of those vehicles because
They
you
don't
will
call
not
it
go
slingshot for
unnoticed.
nothing.
Exactly. They will
Right.
see you right away.
Yes. And we mentioned NASA, and one of those NASA units making its way along the parade route now too. This is a really cool experience. If you haven't had the opportunity to go down to Space Center Houston and see this up close and personal for yourself, here it is today along with the confetti. They're letting confetti fly.
And those Space City jerseys were one of the most popular jerseys out of all the City Connect jerseys. The Astros introducing them this year, and they wore them Monday nights. Monday nights they wore them during the season, and from a sales perspective, the Astros telling us it was one of the most popular, best-selling jerseys in all of baseball, the Houston Astros Space City jerseys.
Letting the confetti fly and indulging in this moment. Houston fans certainly are from above. We see people out here perched on balconies, on top of buildings as well, and of course street side, packed all the way back to the buildings here that line Smith Street.
And I see a green furry thing.
Could that be
Wearing
the one and only mascot, Orbit? He's just as popular as the players here in the city of Houston, and especially with our young fans. We saw, because of course we had the series, the World Series, during Halloween.
Yes.
So we had children dress up as Orbit. He is beloved by young and old, and he's getting his groove on, and this is his moment as well.
And this may have been the best mascot World Series ever, because you had Orbit from Houston and then the legendary Philly Fanatic on the other side. But Orbit, listen, Orbit has top bragging rights right now after 6 games of the World Series, and the Astros taking it 4 games to 2.
This is his time to shine, and Orbit is taking it all in. You know, the little kitties are just loving and eating up every moment of this part of the celebration. He's teasing the folks. What's in his hand? Launching off prizes.
Where's that T-shirt launcher? Because if they had it, they might be able to get up on those rooftops.
Yes, on one of those parking garage checks. Oh boy, he's really breaking it down now. Orbit getting in the zone. This is just as good, if not better than game time.
Exactly.
Orbit out here.
Yeah, Orbit, one of the unsung heroes of this organization, making a lot of community appearances. He's at every game, and one of the most popular figures to wear an Astros jersey.
Yes, we've seen today fans with their Orbit antennas on as well. And these aren't young fans we saw with the Orbit antennas. These were fans of all ages. So much love and admiration for our mascot, Orbit. Clear the way. The one and only Budweiser Clydesdale.
Yes, these are such beautiful horses, known for their size. They're so famous, they've been in like Super Bowl ads over and over. Today they're in the parade, they're sometimes in the Thanksgiving Day parade. Look how beautiful.
Might be a quick turnaround for those horses, right? We might see them in just a couple of weeks at the Thanksgiving Day parade. But they are classic. They are a tradition here in our Houston parades that we have. And oh, look at the sweet Dalmatian you just mentioned, Lynn. What a doll.
And wearing an Astros jersey.
Dressed appropriately for the day, the Dalmatian riding on top of the Budweiser old school vintage truck.
Must have been a run on those dog outfits, dog jerseys, I would imagine.
And right now you're taking a look at all the Astros floats. Take them all in. It's such a vision.
So right now, this is something that the office involved in player development. Of course, a lot of these guys are the ones that target players. This is a guy that we should sign. This is a guy that we should trade for. That's typically their job.
Heck of a job.
I'm not sure if the fans know who they are, but they are cheering for them because they're launching those t-shirts. But they should also be cheering for them for that reason as well, Jason, that they're the ones putting in the work, doing the research, connecting the dots on who these players are and the best moves to make for the organization.
And the Astros did not make a major splash around the trade deadline, and a lot of Astros fans were disappointed by that. But in hindsight, Christian Vasquez was a huge pickup from the Boston Red Sox, and there's a chance that he may be the catcher picture of the future moving forward.
Yes.
We see walking in the crowd. We have seen Chief Troy Finner with the Houston Police Department.
Along with Pena with the fire department.
This is one of those special moments. You know, it's tough work that they do, our firefighters and our police officers as well. There's a heavy presence of law enforcement here today, but they're also able to take in and enjoy this moment as well, too.
And
Hall of Famer.
now, it's only a couple of Hall of Famers. Just
Oh,
like
so
couple.
these guys
Fred
are...
Biggio.
Kurt Biggio on the right.
Enos Cabell
Bagwell
is in
on
the
the
orange
left.
shirt. Enos Cabell also a
Oh, wow.
assistant to the
Oh,
owner.
my gosh.
Forever loved here in Houston.
A
We are forever
couple of the
fans.
killer bees there.
Yep. Enos Cabell has been with this organization.
We are forever
bad
fans
news
of
bears.
these Astros players. It's amazing being able to celebrate them.
Yeah. High water rescue truck here.
Carrying more members of the Astros organization.
We must be getting closer to players. That would be my guess. Beads, towels.
The beads are flying, the
Yes.
towels are
Yeah.
flying. There's medallions on the end of those beads as well. As these members of the Houston Astros organization make their way along the parade route in the Houston Fire high water rescue vehicles, Houstonians who may not be familiar with these trucks, that may be a good thing. These are often the trucks that rescue people from those high water situations when the
Very,
floodwaters
very
rise
important, but
here in Houston.
glad to see him in doing this.
Yes, during celebratory
Celebration.
times as well. It's phenomenal.
And they came ready with the swag there.
We saw the Texas Southern University marching band earlier. Texas Southern University and their station KTSU celebrating an anniversary this year as
Great
well.
timing, huh?
Their 50th anniversary. I tell you, let's load on the celebrations. Why not? They have their float here today. They are celebrating as well. We talked about the relationship that they have with the Houston Astros organization and foundation.
They're involved with the Astros Foundation. Astros!
KTSU Radio. Yes. Texas Southern University and KTSU continuing to keep the hype going, keeping the party going here in downtown Houston. This energy level is high, and it is going to continue to be that way. Stay with us. The party, the parade, the victory celebration continues right after this.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has the gifts to make this your most fun Christmas ever. From game tables to bikes to team sports, and the best from Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, golf, and grills. We've got everybody covered this holiday. Merry Christmas from everyone at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
The KHOU 11 weather team is serious about keeping you weather smart, tracking storms sooner, alerting you faster, giving you critical time to prepare with smart tracker technology. KHOU 11's team of certified meteorologists track every inch of the Gulf Coast, studying every disturbance, every moment of every day. Always accurate, always ready for serious weather. The KHOU 11 weather team, keeping you weather smart.
The party is going, the parade is going. It is a victory celebration worthy of Houston and the Houston Astros going on right now. Another marching band making its way along the parade procession route. This is Westbury High School's marching band representing Southwest Houston, the Fondren area. This is a high school long-standing reputation and history here in the city of Houston. So many graduates and alum. We are watching so much from above, down on the ground. KHOU 11 has you covered with this special coverage of the World Series Championship Astros Victory Parade and Celebration.
And let's listen into the band. Vehicle here with Houston Police Department. City employees got the Astros flag they're waving. Getting in on the fun. Still waiting on the players to show up. They should be here any minute now.
There are a couple of things that really gets this crowd going and really excited. One, the marching bands we just heard from Westbury High School, and two, these giveaways as well. But the ultimate thing that is going to bring this crowd to a roar, jumping and shouting, will be our Houston Astros players.
And rolling past us right now, the broadcast team, Steve Sparks, Todd Callis, Robert Ford, Julia Morales, all there. Todd Callis, of course, his father, legendary broadcaster for the Philadelphia Phillies. Harry Callis, Robert Ford has been here a long time, as well as Steve Sparks. These guys, it seems like all they've known is championship baseball.
Whoa!
Let's try to get some of these giveaways. Oh, and he got one. Nice catch, a rally towel.
I got
Thank you,
beads.
Mia, for waving down the crowd, right?
I
That's
got
my
beads.
contribution.
Here, you want some beads?
All right, we'll put on some beads. Let's get decked out. More is more at a championship parade, isn't it?
There's so many people that make up an organization. It's not just the players. It's not just the coaches. Sales team.
Yep.
Security.
Marketing.
And this is also for them as well. And that's why they are so hyped about all this, because they're there for all 162 games as well.
You know, I was reminded when we were at the game on Saturday, all of the staff members that work the game as well too. Nice catch, man.
Jason.
I'm here with a couple of pros on the big stage, the platform here along the parade route. We've caught it all. And it's just some of the small gifts that the team and the organization want the fans to have. They want to be able to deliver as much joy as they can today, because it's very much the fans who are part of the organization's success.
Yes.
And you will hear time and time again from the different players. Players like Bregman, players like Valdez, players like Pena, that the fans offer so much to them, and knowing that their support is there is paramount in their play.
And the people that are throwing all these objects into the stands and the fans, I think they're enjoying it maybe even more than the players, because again, this is their time to shine.
Absolutely.
They have hours, much like the players do. They're there before the games. They have to clean up after the games. They're making sales calls during the day on game days. It is really a true team effort, and this is their reward as well.
Got another band here.
They have that aloha vibe going on. You've got to love it as well too, right? Gonna come down here in March. Might as well make it a vibe. Might as well make it a moment. It's the Rice University Marching Band.
I should have known by the colors.
Home of your Rice Owls.
And how about Rice in football this year? Bouncing back under Mike Bloomgren, there's talk of potentially making a bowl game, and then you have basketball starting up. Scott Pera, who's done a really good job of building a foundation. And again, that's a team that also, come madness, will be looking for a spot in the big dance.
It's really exciting, too, to see Rice make that come up in other sports. For so long, we've known Rice University as a baseball institution. All right, our girl, Charmin Chow, always in the mix, always with the fans because she is one of them. She's also an ultimate Astros fan. Let's get ready to check in with her now. Charmin.
Oh, hey, I tell you what, we have one of the best seats in the house. We're on a sky bridge overlooking Smith Street, and you can see the parade coming toward us. I believe it's at the Ocean of Soul. Why, it is. Directly underneath us, they have paused to play for the fans. And you know what? There is an ocean of orange and blue out there, and you can see that parade down Smith Street as it comes towards us. And I want to show you all the fans here on the sky bridge. Say hi, guys. And they are busy taping and recording. Real quick, this is my new buddy Owen here. Hey Owen, how old are you? How old are you, baby?
I am 10 years old.
And you, who is your favorite player?
My favorite player is Altuve.
Did he say Altuve? Did he say Altuve? You know, Mia, I know you love the earrings as much as I do, and I just couldn't help but brag and share today. We are all dressed up in our orange and gold, right, folks? Orange and blue.
This is the day to wear it all, to be all decked out. And talk about decked out. You recognize the uniforms, looking at the Astros shooting stars, our cheerleaders for the team. How special is this, right? Because those ladies, they audition, they try out for the team. They're excited just to be able to cheer on the team, but never, I bet if you talk to any of those women there, did they think they would be riding in a victory parade, victory celebration like this?
So fitting for the organization, from cheerleaders all the way up through upper management, and then we'll see the players here shortly. This is Harris County Sheriff's Office. Their flood rescue vehicles now going by with some of the employees of the Harris County Sheriff's Department. We salute them for the safety they provide in our city. Also a very big moment for them because such a great celebration for the entire city of Houston.
It really is. You're going to see so many people walk in the parade today, and so many people maybe perhaps who aren't that recognizable face, and that's because these are all of the players behind the scenes, even outside of the Astros organization. We've seen the Houston Sports Authority. Of course, we have the city of Houston as well, too, their staff. We have our downtown organizations, right? Our downtown district, our Houston First. So many who are reveling in this moment, taking part of this magical experience as well. Hey, you know who they found along the parade route?
Trey the Truth.
Trey the Truth. He's the truth and a true Astros fan.
We also saw members of the Houston Astros Youth Academy, who Matt Musil spoke to earlier before the parade. We just saw them walk by our position as well.
And
so I believe that the players will be the last thing we see. What do you think?
Save the best for last.
Save the best for last.
You know how this goes, right? It's not our first rodeo. Save the best for last. Get the crowd warmed up, get them ready to receive their World Series champions. And again, so many different organizations out here to support the Houston Astros and taking part in this celebration because they have been there with the Astros since the beginning of the season. Many of these institutions as well, and different private organizations and affiliations with the team.
If you just got to town in the last few years, you're thinking, oh wow, what a great baseball team. But you and I remember when they were losing 100 games a season. Unbelievable the turnaround and the level of success and the consistency they have had. They are truly a dominant franchise.
To be honest, there was some really bad baseball here.
Yeah, there was.
And it's people to tear it down and build it back up. Now, granted, there are some parts behind. When you look at everything, three different front offices, this is what you have.
That's right, exactly. It's amazing the support that we've had today from all of these different organizations and from all of the institutions as well too. The procession continues here in downtown Houston. If you are just joining us, you haven't missed that much of the party just yet. These are our World Series Championship Astros fans ready to receive the team who's going to make their way in the procession as well. We've had music. We've had some roller derby, roller skating folks. We've had some former players, and not just any players.
A couple of Hall of Famers.
A couple of Hall of Famers.
Biggio, Bagwell.
Biggio, Bagwell, the Killer Bees, and a whole lot of fan paraphernalia being given out and tossed out to the crowd as well.
An excited crowd, a well-behaved crowd. Everybody's just excited when they throw anything. Everybody's reaching, grabbing, hoping to get something. And of course, waiting on the players to roll by here any minute now. 40 minutes now into the Astros victory parade.
Yes, you know, we heard from Jeremy Pena earlier, MVP. He was saying he hoped the whole city came out today.
Yeah.
Well, there is a strong contingency here. We have people 50 people deep, if not more. We have people perched on top of buildings, parking garage deck as well, too.
Yeah, there are people
And
in the
there
parking
goes our
garages.
sports artist from earlier.
Opie Otterstad, yes, Opie Otterstad.
There he is in a black hat.
Yep.
Let's check in now with the player float. Want to take it live as well. Giving you an earlier view, a different view from our vantage point right now. The players, of course, at the start of the parade, they'll be the last ones to roll out.
And Houston was so good at home this season, and that's what makes it so special, this connection with the fans and the players. They were 55-26. That was one of the best records in all of baseball. They also played very well on the road as well, which is astounding when you consider everything they face when they're on the road.
Yeah.
But Houston, coming into Minute Maid Park for the past few years, has always been very difficult. And this season, it's another reason why the Astros were able to run away with the American League West.
It's hard to keep that type of momentum going. Hey, we're in store for another musical treat now. We have our marching band from the University of Houston.
Go Cougar!
Cougar Pride. Whose house? Cougs house. And really just all in the neighborhood when you think about it. The close proximity of the University of Houston to Minute Maid Park and home of the Astros. Texas Southern University, the same thing as well. Such close proximity and close relationships with the Houston Astros organization.
And oh, by the way, basketball season begins tonight. Kelvin Sampson
Oh, that's right.
has the potential, will likely win career game number 700 tonight as the Cougs kick off their season, which could end up back in Houston at the Final Four.
And they're ranked number 3 in the country.
Just another reason for Houstonians to celebrate tonight. The Houston Astros, the Houston Cougars, and Coach Sampson. Let's listen in.
And now we have got more, looks like more Houston Cougars staff on a float.
We got our mascots up there.
And the
First up,
mascot, they got a cougar on that float.
And it's interesting to talk about Kelvin Sampson. He's one of the few college basketball coaches who has coached Major League Baseball players. Mark
Get out.
Hendricks Hendrickson, when Kelvin was at Washington State, later became a player for the 76ers, but also a Major League pitcher. So he's one of the few college basketball players with Major League Baseball players in his pipeline. Calvin's also a huge baseball fan as well.
Hey, I've been sleeping on Coach Sampson. I have no idea about the baseball history.
Jason Bristol dropping knowledge.
Always, JB on it.
Houston City tour bus. We'll have to see who's on this bus. We don't know. City employees.
Hey, if that's
It's a day off.
if that's a tour ride, this is one heck of a tour and one heck of a way to see and experience the city of Houston. And it's world-class organizations like the Astros that are also a draw for tourism and tourists. When you come to town and it's baseball season, what do you want to do? You want to head out to Minute Maid Park. It's an attraction, an experience to share with your friends and family from out of town. And for some people, it's a vacation, just making the trip here to the city of Houston to see the Astros.
And the fact that it's downtown is a big plus. You're around the hotels and the restaurants. There are a number of ballparks that are not like that in the major leagues, where they're kind of almost on an island.
Atlanta, to say.
On an island, although Atlanta, they've been able to build something up around it, but yes.
Checking out the view. This double-decker bus.
All right, so here are some of the players and coaches. Dan Farova, the quality control coach, is up there. A very close friend, and tipping the cap to us here. Dan Farova from Laredo, Texas. Close friend of Dusty Baker's. He's the quality control coach. Other members of the coaching staff. It looks like Jason Castro is also on that bus. Phil Maton, who was injured, unfortunately. Parker Brashinsky, a relief pitcher who spent some time in Sugar Land, but was also a quality lefty who came up and spent some time with the Astros as well.
That was a packed party bus right there.
Here's another party. Harris County Constable Precinct 1. That's Alan Rosen. His staff members on there. Hey, guys.
This is the grounds crew, members of the grounds crew.
Definitely want to give a big wave and a salute to that team as well.
These trucks are impressive and needed.
Needed here in the city of Houston. You
Yeah.
never know what type of weather you have to deal with, but today the sun is out, the fun is to be had,
And the party is on.
and the confetti is flying.
And a tour bus ahead of us seems to have some others on it.
So we said ladder trucks, but really we're also looking for our double-decker buses as well, our tour buses.
Could this be players?
For some of our Astros staff.
There's also a man on there who, no introduction necessary, it appears.
This looks like the party is getting started. It looks like our Astros players are riding high on a float that is decked out with balloons. The confetti is flying, and you know who it's flying for. The guest of honor for this parade, your World Series champions, Astros. Slim Thug in the house as well. Adrian Peterson as well, NFL player.
Bench coach Joe Espada is on this one as well. JJ Matijevic, Hunter Brown, Seth Martinez are on this bus as well. Hunter Brown is the future of the Astros, one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball.
And this right here, this is what everyone came out to see.
Yep.
Your 2022
I see Framber Valdez.
championship Astros.
Framber Valdez with the hat on backwards. There he is.
Winning MVP.
Yeah.
President Payback, Hector Neris, Rafael Montero, Ryan Presley. Martin Maldonado is on this float as well.
We are thrilled to celebrate them. The city of Houston is thrilled to celebrate them.
And Framber
And they are
Valdez.
excited for this moment as well.
Valdez, Montero, Presley, Javier.
Also on the back is James Click, the general manager. He's on the back of this float as well.
Well, that was just one Astros
Those
championship
some
float.
expensive arms on that one.
Whatever you do, don't crash.
Don't crash.
Pay attention to
Who
what's in
is
front of you.
driving? Drive carefully, drive safely. And here comes our float with the championship trophy, the commissioner's trophy
All right.
being held
Who's
high.
got the trophy? Can you
We're
tell?
going to see who has it.
Chaz McCormick has the trophy. I see Yordan Alvarez, Alex Cintron. Hitting coach Kyle Tucker is here. Michael Brantley. Michael Brantley is an unsung hero as well. Gave a speech to the hitters, but after game 3 and before game 4, there's Chaz McCormick. He's going to give me a wave, and yes, there he is.
Yes. Yordan
Chaz McCormick.
Alvarez at the front of the float as well. And where is our man, Dusty Baker? Has anyone seen Dusty Baker? We're keeping an eye out for him as well. Riding with their family as well, too. This is such an experience for their family this year in
Also,
as well.
David Hensley is on that float. David Hensley, a rookie,
Yeah.
unheralded out of San Diego State.
Did he DH one of the games?
He did. A guy that basically came out of nowhere. He was a middle round pick, a guy that wasn't on any top prospect list, and he becomes a contributor down the stretch. And Dusty Baker decides to put him on the postseason roster, and he starts the game at DH, got a hit.
Yep.
A guy that unheralded but made a contribution, a guy that no one expected to contribute.
Oh, they're letting the confetti fly now. They are. It's in the air. I tell you, the mood down here is something that you want to bottle up and keep these memories with you for so long. And so many people will. We've seen so many families out here this afternoon. This is an experience that they will talk about decades to come. This Astros team, this World Series championship.
So we have not seen, we saw Alvarez, we saw a lot of the pitchers, have not seen Altuve, have not seen Bregman.
Justin Verlander, Dusty Baker as well,
Yeah,
too.
Dusty.
So many people want
Where
to
is
see Dusty
Dusty?
Baker, right? Do it for Dusty. That was so important to this team, Jason. Not just for them to get to this point, to win the championship series, but to make sure that Dusty got his ring after decades.
And I can remember asking Dusty if he had any regrets from the 2021 World Series during spring training, and he said, nope, I have no regrets. He said, we've made progress. We got to one game my first year within the World Series. We lost the World Series, 2 games away from winning a World Series, so the next step is to win the World Series, and that's what these Astros did in 2022.
The question is, will Dusty be back?
The reports are that he will be back, but the Astros are planning to offer him a contract extension.
And we're seeing Dusty right now reveling in this moment. We know that he's had his hands on the trophy as well too this afternoon, as he rightfully should. Without him, there may have not been a celebration and a victory parade today. So we are so thankful and so appreciative of Dusty Baker.
I think they're cheering for him. You hear it?
Yep. Jim Crane, the owner, he is on this float as well. And Dusty, he loves Houston.
Dusty's right in the front. He's got the trophy.
The mayor is on this one as well.
And the crowd has really erupted now. The sound of the crowd.
There's Alex Bregman with a
Dusty on the right, Jim Crane on the left.
brace on his finger. It's McCullers.
Yeah!
There's Jose Altuve, Jose Urquidy, Yuli Gurriel, Brian Abreu.
Bregman, Altuve.
They are all smiles, ear to ear. Many of them capturing this themselves with their own cell phones, right?
You gotta look really hard for Altuve. He just, you might miss him.
Listen, he showed up when it mattered the most. Yes, he had that 0 for 25 slump in the playoffs.
Yeah, we know.
But he had a really solid World
What's
Series.
amazing, they kept winning even when he was in a slump.
And I think that at that point, you kind of figured something special is going on with this team.
Yes.
Because in past years, they had guys to pick up the slack. This year, a little thin in some areas, but still, in our estimation, not the most talented Astros team, but the deepest
Yes.
and the most complete Astros team.
Agreed.
The DJs keeping the crowd pumped out here as well. Our champions really just getting started with this parade. We're at the the north end of the procession, just 2 blocks away from where the start is. It's going to go all the way south to 2 a.m. And there are plenty of people waiting to see them all along today's parade route.
And again, we talk about having experienced this before, just playoff baseball in general. Since 2017, the Astros, they played more postseason games and have earned more wins than any other club in baseball. We continue to talk about it. We'll keep talking about it because this team, they will simply reload.
Yeah.
They will reload during the offseason, and they have to be. Well, listen, they are definitely one of the favorites. The odds have already come out.
Yeah.
And like last year, the Dodgers have the best odds of winning the 2023 World Series. The Astros are right behind them.
The Dodgers.
What happened to
didn't
those
get
guys?
Where did they didn't
Dodger.
get, they had the most wins of the regular season.
Yes.
Come
And
playoff time and when it matters.
all right, let's check in with Cheetah Craft now along the parade route. Cheetah.
What's going on? We are live at Smith and 2M, and let me tell you, our fans who have been waiting since 6 a.m. this morning are about to get crazy. They have been hyped all morning, and we haven't even seen anything because we're at the end of the parade. Yo, we're live. Say hi. All of these fans, again, have been amazing down here. Y'all say hi. We're live. Yeah. They're all waiting for that very first float. And we see the horses about to come in. So again, we're so excited. This crowd is going to get crazy. They've been waiting down here at Smith and 2M again since 6 a.m. this morning. It's been hot. It's been humid. The police department's been amazing. They've been passing out water. All sides. You see all 4 corners? Okay, I'm going to cross safely. Guys, look up. We're live. Best fans. Everything's been really calm. It's been amazing. Our photographer's high. So anyways, guys, this has been an amazing experience, and we're just starting to see the parade kind of get going. We've been listening. I've been listening to it. It sounds like everything's great. But I'll send it back to you. We're at Smith and 2M, and the crowd's just excited to start to see something roll on in. Oh, we see the marching band. TSU, baby. You see this crowd?
You know just how good that has to feel to the players to see this type of elation and energy and gratitude from the fans here all along Smith Street. They estimated they were hopeful and expecting 1 million people today.
It was kind of cool, Jason. All the pictures were all together. You know?
They spend
It's a brotherhood.
Yeah, they spend so much time together in the bullpen, in meetings. But what's also interesting, it's a good thing that the Astros did win in 6 games because we've since learned that Alex Bregman broke his pinky finger. He might not have been able, he wouldn't have played in Game 7. Jose Altuve had a hamstring injury. He wouldn't have played in Game 7. So if there had been a Game 7,
Might have been trouble.
It would have been a tough one.
it might have been trouble.
We got it done. They gutted it out. They got it done.
And they would point out we got it done in as many games as Jason Bristol and Jeremy Booth
Predicted. Yes.
Diesel Daniel Gutierrez also predicted
The
6
whole
games as well.
page
We
of
all
11
had 6 games. We all had 6 games. Game 3, though, that was a game where
It's like,
7-0.
Wait a minute.
These Phillies are for real. And these Phillies, when you look at their lineup 1-6, they stacked up against really any team in baseball. They're not some flash in the pan. They have one of the highest payrolls as well. So this was, yes, they were a surprise team to get in, but when you look at the overall talent of the lineup, it was not a surprise that they were there.
What is amazing and what makes me so proud is after that thrashing that we all worried about, the Astros never lost again.
quickly a rebound, right? And they were quickly
Never
right back
lost
in it.
again.
And it was Christian Javier starting a combined no-hitter, the only pitcher now in baseball history to throw a combined no-hitter in the regular season, or to start one, and then throw another in the postseason. It is truly mind-boggling. And this guy was the number 4 starter.
Right.
When you figured Verlander,
McCullers.
Fromber,
Fromber.
McCullers, and then Javier. And now we're getting to see some of the other, those pitchers that you mentioned,
Yeah.
Presley
Yes.
and Montero. They're
You know,
on
this
that
is such
close
a-
together, and there is
There's Alvarez.
And Jason, you can speak to this. This is such a close-knit, supportive group of players as well too, and that is so important to getting to this point, being able to have a victory parade.
And we saw Christian Vasquez, who was a late addition to the roster. He came in seamlessly in some ways, because here was a guy from Puerto Rico, like Martin Maldonado. They knew each other, and it was important to bring in guys that could complement these Astros, not guys who wanted to be the guy and may not play and perhaps cause an issue in the clubhouse. They brought in the right guys, and this is the result.
It makes you wonder too. I talked about that close relationship and bond that they have. Like, okay, who gets to ride on the front of the float? Who's going to step to the back?
Well,
you know, are the veterans like, man, our Fab Five, I'll call them, like Bregman, although he was up front. He's like, I've done this before, but I'm going to hop back up front
Alvarez
again.
up front. I don't think anybody's going to argue with him.
No.
There's
not
Chaz
at all.
doing the Chaz chop.
Yeah.
Chaz McCormick truly is a remarkable story. Playing in the Philadelphia area, he grew up in Westchester, Pennsylvania, 40 minutes outside Philadelphia. He was not highly recruited, goes to Millersville University, a Division II school that most people have probably never heard of. But the head coach there, John Sheehan, has now produced two major leaguers, Chaz McCormick and Tim Meza, who's pitching for the Blue Jays. It is one of the most remarkable stories in all of college baseball.
All I know is that Chaz McCormick got a jump on a fly ball and got on the wall and took it down, and that was it.
Yeah, the trophy being passed over to Aledmus
How many,
Diaz
wait,
now.
can
as
somebody
well.
tell me, how many trophies are there? Because I've seen two in the parade. Which, is it one?
Well,
How many trophies are there?
maybe they bring out a replica for
Must
this
be.
instance, so they have two, because the fans, they want a photo of the
Maybe-
players with that trophy.
Maybe there's not a real one out here in the parade,
No.
just in case.
Maybe we learned our lesson after 2017 and our trophy, then the commissioner's trophy, taking a few dents and dings.
And hockey fans in Houston are screaming, Stanley Cup, everyone gets to take it home. That's the best trophy. Everyone gets a piece of it.
Right.
Christian Vasquez, we saw him with the trophy. He's won one before at the expense of the Astros. He won one with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
Ouch. And you had to remind us, right? But we have to talk about where we've been to be able to get to today and celebrate today. That's really what makes it so much sweeter as well, too. Those bumps along the way just as much as those victories
Now
along
there's
the way.
Verlander. We didn't see him when he went by. Did you see him? I didn't see him.
I did not see
There
it.
he is.
Justin
Okay.
Verlander.
Now,
The time off from baseball, I think, reset him.
You're right.
He has expressed how he's become more involved as a teammate, a mentor, and the way he sees the game. It just reset him that he truly appreciates everything now. Not to say that he didn't before, but he has gained a greater appreciation.
yeah, once you're away from the game for more than a year,
And he will be your Cy Young Award winner at his age, coming off Tommy John surgery. Justin Verlander.
Impressive.
Now the big question is, does he stay?
there's Dusty. Hello.
Does he stay or would he quite possibly retire at this point?
Well, he's not going to retire. He's talked about pitching well into his 40s.
Really?
He is a free agent. He has a player option, which he will exercise, meaning he can test the market.
Sure.
But at this point, a guy like Justin Verlander, I'm imagining, has all the
He's
money
fine.
he could possibly want. Winning, cementing his legacy as one of the all-time greats. What other team is there out there that can A, offer him the money, and more importantly, offer him a chance to
An
win
opportunity.
another World
Right,
Series?
right.
So, yes, the odds, one sportsbook says Verlander's odds of coming back are around 17%.
Really?
I dispute that. I think they're much higher. He also has a very personal, close relationship with the owner, Jim Crane, and that is how,
He
really
came
how,
here, right?
how Justin Verlander came back.
Yeah, well, I will say this. We can live without him based on what I saw in these playoffs. We are loaded. at
But do
pitching.
we want to live
I
without him?
I didn't say we want to. I said we could.
You need all the pitching you can
Yes,
can-
yes,
you
I
can
agree,
get.
I
In fact,
agree.
the Astros had to deal an arm, Jake Odorizzi, to free up more space in the starting rotation.
Right.
But Verlander, the big question is how much longer can he sustain this type of success?
Hard to know.
At this level,
Thus
right?
far, so good because of what he did this past season and finally getting that World Series win. History shows that Verlander was always better in a second start than his first World Series start. But what he was able to accomplish, really no short of a miracle. But then again, we're talking about Justin Verlander.
This is true. The energy continues down here. It really is infectious. The parade has long passed our setup and our station where we are, but the fans, they are still here and they're still cheering on their Houston Astros. They feel good. They feel empowered after seeing their team, seeing those trophies as well, too. They have been chanting. They have been flying their flags. They have been holding up their signs, and they have been celebrating